So that was into that.
What were some of the places that you went to floss this low shit on when you was in your in your bag and you went to get fresh, man? I know of the Greek Fest, but tell me where you was going to put. You know what I mean? What was the stage at?
Shit, mostly South Street or at the Plat. Always at one point the Plat was popping every weekend.
Word.
Every weekend, all kind of shit. Everybody just out there, pull up, smoking, drinking, music blasting. Everybody got their rims or whatever cars they had. And you come out there, you be fly rocking your low out there and shit. You know what I'm saying? I got a real history with the Plat, though. I was going out there since I was little.
Can you hoop?
Can I hoop?
Yeah.
Not anymore. I actually found that out this morning. I tried to shoot. I was trying to shoot some shots. I was like, damn, I ain't shooting in a long time. Yeah, it's like, yo, I'm trash now.
When tell me about the transitions that you went through before you became. You said y'all had another name before y'all was the Booth.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, me, Clev, my man, I was telling you, Alka Chaz, Lonnie Styles, and a few other cats, Wax Spinner, Shabazz. We was all in the squad called Bermuda Triangle. You know what I'm saying? Then that kind of, we was doing what we was doing. We had some good shit. We had some things, but certain things fell through. You know what I mean? So then after that, me and Clev was just doing what we was doing. And at the time, we was calling ourselves drunken perverts because...
All right, check. Hold on.
Like,
when y'all going through these transitions, different identities, what platform are y'all using to show y'all shit? Like, where are y'all perform? Are y'all doing showcases? Or y'all is this some place where y'all gathering where y'all can MC at?
Not too much, but anytime we were here, there was some type of events where they was having people doing open mic night shit. Like, what's that? Mill Creek out West Philly. We go out there, or some of the spots is closed down. Some of these spots I can't even remember the names.
Right.
But we used to do shit like that. Like if it was open mic somewhere, we show up to that.
All right, so you say, boom, we start fucking with MCing in '92. All right, we going through the '90s. There's other brands and groups in Philly that's popping. Where you at during the 100X era?
Ooh, 100X, yeah.
I do this.
They was the niggas, Susquehanna niggas and shit. Yeah, they was rocking with Rasheed Wallace. Yeah, that was his peoples. At that time, I still was fucking up. I wasn't as focused on the rhyme shit as I should have been. Because I kind of got off course.
Okay.
I started running around in the streets doing certain shit, and then I wasn't focused for a minute. You know what I mean? So
see, I know Philly's hip hop history, and I know the 100X's, and I know the Ram Squads, and the major figures. When do you start making your presence felt?
We didn't. We just didn't.
A minute.
It was more so recently, because we had the era of the when the DVD era hit. They had Headshots DVD, Two Raw.
Okay, boom. Yeah. All right, boom. So that's when you start getting some light.
No.
DVD era. You missed the DVD era?
Yeah, we missed it. Cause we was writing rhymes,
yeah.
But we was still doing certain street shit. So we wasn't focused on. We wasn't trying to be. We was writing rhymes because that's what we was doing. We wasn't pursuing it.
Right.
So that's where certain. That's why it happened the way it happened.
Okay, so you in Philly and you watching these DVDs give birth to little teenage superstars like
right.
Reed Dollars and Frankie with the Grippers gone.
Right.
Does this make you feel insecure? Like, damn, this nigga 16, man, this nigga tearing this shit up. Like, I gotta get on my shit.
No, I ain't feel anything. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't get no type of motivation from the DVD circuit.
I saw it and I was like, yo, this is cool, but I just didn't care about it like that. We was rhyming because we was just rhyming. We never really pursued it like that. And then when we started trying to pursue it, I want to say we had certain meetings with certain people, I want to say around 95, 96, but they didn't pan out the way we wanted them to. So we just like, all right, man, whatever. That's how it was. But when the DVD era came, you know what it was? We would see all the young dudes on the DVDs, and we used to be like, no disrespect to them because I love all the Philly MCs, but there was a point where a lot of them sounded the same. So because of that, we kind of stayed away from it. We didn't want to be lumped in with sounding like the rest of them, so we kind of avoided it.
When Cassidy came out, it was a style. There was a style that a lot of people embraced. I was behind the camera, so I totally understand what you're saying. All right. So when did you meet Clever One?
Well, I know that's my brother.
That's your biological?
Yeah.
You in a rap group with your biological brother?
They don't like that.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. So y'all just be trading bars, you and your brother?
We used to write together. Like if it was times where we lay together, you know, we had like little flop house shit happening and shit. Like, but now I kind of know what he gonna say. Like I'll send him a beat or he send me a beat, and we talk about what we gonna do. I already got an idea what he gonna say.
So y'all really brothers?
Yeah, Boo's brothers. Yeah.
How did y'all settle on the name?
I think he might have came up with it. I think Cleb did come up with that name because we was searching for a name. Drunken Perverts was a little bit too crazy. So he just came up with the Boo's brothers. You know, and then he came up with the idea how to spell it and all that shit. So that was Cleb.
Right.
Yeah, so we do what we do.
And the packaging of it with the polo, that was just you already.
We was just already that. We never tried to lean on that.
Yeah.
That's just who we are anyway. That's why if you notice, you hear most of our rhymes. We might say some polo shit here and there, but our rhymes don't really be based on polo this, polo that, because that's just a part of who we are. Right. Polo shit ain't. That's not exactly who I am. It ain't all that I am. So I want to rhyme about other shit. You know what I'm saying? So
when did you start to notice that you were creating a fan base for yourself? When did people start saying, "Yo, man, I like that shit"? When
I started putting shit on YouTube, when I finally found out what YouTube was, because like I was kind of late to a lot of shit.
Right.
So when I came to YouTube, and then I started figuring out, well, how you post your music, because I would see people have music. And then I would do that, and then I would see the comments coming back. And then some people would be like, yo, where can I buy this? How can I get this? But I ain't had no answer for them. We wasn't really in the mix or nothing. But
right.
I've noticed there was people that liked it, and they was talking about buying it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you hadn't figured out how to monetize it yet.
Nah.
You was just rocking.
We was just rocking. We didn't really have an outlet yet. That's why a few years back, I had got to the point where I was like, yeah, I ain't fucking with this rhyme shit. Because I couldn't find an outlet.
You couldn't figure out a way of earning.
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. So,
okay.
You know.
When did the light switch go on? When did you say, I got it?
Well, that was actually my man Mark Speck. You know, he had some faith in us. So he had a couple of dollars saved up. So he was like, listen, I want to try something with y'all real quick. I think I can make something happen. It might work. He's like, I'm gonna just jump out the window and see if I can put y'all shit out.
Right.
And when he did, you know, there was people waiting for such a long time for us to put something out. As soon as he put it out, it sold. Man, it sold out. And then he like had to repress it again, and it sold out again. So like, yo, so he took that money and put it into the next project.
You said repress. The first time y'all came out, y'all actually came out with tangible copies, or y'all always came out?
The first project was called Adabisi Hat. And that was, you know what I mean? That project was, it was CDs.
Who idea was that, man? I watched Oz, man. And I was in the penitentiary when Oz was out, and we used to practice who could curl up and do the illest. Adabisi had him there. Serious. Like, what made you go there?
I don't know. I always thought it was bugged out how he rocked his hat. And I wanted to incorporate that shit some type of way into what we was doing. So I was like, I don't think it's enough for me to mention it in a rhyme or even title a song that. So I was like, you know what? So I said to class, I said, yo, we gonna call this shit Adabisi Hat. He was like, yeah, let's do it. So I bet. And we just ran with it from there.
That's crazy.
Cause I was bugging out every time I would see it. I was like, yo, how he got the shit like that?
And what was the response to that?
Oh, people loved it. They loved it, man. You know what I'm saying? So
after doing something like that and getting good feedback, were you particular about the titles that you chose for songs?
Yeah. Because for two different reasons. For one, I try to be a little bit more creative for album titles and song titles, period. Some people, they label they songs, and I just be like, yo, there's probably a million songs with that title. You know, it's too easy. So I was trying to put a little bit more into it, but especially with the album titles.
She got a project called OJ Gloves.
Oh yeah. I need because that's fucking right.
How did you meet this producer, this phenom in the underground, Giallo Point, man? I'm hearing so much about him, and I'm sitting doing some research actually on another artist, and I seen that his project was produced by Giallo, and then I looked at Noah Flood, who I had interviewed recently, and
Noah Flood, he's dope.
I said,
He's dope.
He got a project with Giallo Point, and I'm like, why do I know this name? Why is this name resonate with me? And I got to my office, and one of your CDs was on my desk, and it was a record producer. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I gotta find this dude on Twitter. This dude is all over the place. He's all over the place. So how did you find this phenom?
We reached out to him through YouTube. Cause I don't have social media. That ain't my twist. But I came across him on YouTube. And from that point on, like I said, I noticed when I first started rocking with YouTube, a lot of producers or beat makers or whatever would post their beats on the internet. And when I came across his beats, I was like, damn, this shit crazy. So what we would do, we just steal them and rhyme on them, but we would want the niggas to hear them, so we send them back so they could hear them. And then he liked it, and then he said, yo, let's do some shit together. So ever since then, we've been kicking it. I know he worked with, Giallo, he worked with a lot of people. He got a crazy catalog. You know what I'm saying? He got a crazy catalog, but at the end of the day, man, him Low and Giallo rock the best. That's the truth.
That's your DJ premiere? I mean, that's your premiere?
That's my premiere. We a group. Niggas don't know that shit, but we really a group.
Give me some projects that these people can reference to hear you and Giallo sound.
Oh, the me and Giallo shit. We got OJ Gloves. We got You Gonna Make Me Kill Your Ass. I got another joint coming out called Ebenezer Maxwell, International Man of Leisure. That's my next album. Is getting printed up right now. And Clever One has an album with him called Kiss the Converse. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Some Bruce Leroy shit and some Show Nuff shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
Show Nuff. So yeah, that's how we rocking, man. Giallo, like he's actually one of the in-house producers for Rochi Party. He's part of the team. You know what I mean? So he's not a outside producer.
How did
the
Rochi Party?
That's something.
How did that start? Like that shit is crazy, man. I couldn't even pronounce it, man. But I just know he got this dope aura about what he's doing, man. I wore this sweatshirt that he sent to me with this cat on the front with like glasses or something. I wore this to the juice bar, and white people was going crazy. They're like, dude, man, that's a dope ass sweatshirt. Like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, everything that this guy touched, white people love.
Because he know how to reach people. He know what to put out there. Spec got a good eye and an ear for what people like. And actually, Clever One did that. He drew that cat. Clever One did that.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Tell your brother I rocked that sweatshirt in the juice bar and they was checking for it, yo.
No doubt.
So he drew that. He drew that. So the font on the back, is that his hand too?
That's his hand.
What's the name of that style? That's a style that I believe I've only seen Philly use.
Philly got a couple hand styles. You got a script style. You got a wicked style. That's more like a script, if I remember what the back of the shirt looked. That's a script style. But you got like a classic Philly hand too.
I remember being taught the Philly hand, man. Like I remember being taught that just drawing on tablets, like in a juvenile home, man. And it was so elegant looking, man, and at the same time it was street. Yeah,
it's powerful. I'll be in certain cities. I'll be in different cities, and I could see it, and I'm like, yo, somebody from Philly was out here. Just even if I don't know that person's name and they handle, I could see the hand of it. That's Philly.
Yeah.
So somebody was out here, you know what I mean? And our hand kind of is the classic Philly hand stands out from anywhere. You could kind of run into the script hand almost anywhere, but the classic Philly hand, that's
It's
our
different.
shit.
It is, man.
So when I see it, I know, oh, that nigga's from Philly. Cause you start doing it, you do it as a kid. You be in class, tagging it, and then you get it right. So some people outside of Philly, it might look like, you know, scribble shit to them, but really,
man, that shit
really
fly,
is
man.
art.
It was taught to me. First, I was watching people doing it, and it was like it was like a street calligraphy almost. And
It's nice.
I'm like, damn, that shit's
Street
crazy,
calligraphy.
man. That's what it appeared to be to me. Like they would just. And you're like, damn, that shit fly. And I used to work on my J's, man. I worked on my hair, man.
Yeah.
Word up.
Yeah, the Philly hand is beautiful, man.
Based on age and demographic, did you encounter these electrifying MCs that kick down the door from Philly, like Dice Raw, Malik B, and all of these guys?
Like a day or two before Malik passed, he was at the studio with Clever One. They had just did a joint. So I think like the day or two after that he passed. So we knew Malik B. We see EST. I saw EST right before the COVID, because when my old heads died, he came to the funeral. So we chopped it up with him, you know, afterwards, we hit the bar and, you know, kick it. But I know a few certain people. The Tough Crew. You know, DJ Too Tough, we know that crazy motherfucker. Matter of fact, he put scratches on some of our shit for us. So like, you know, he good peoples. So, yeah, we know a few people.
When you say he put scratches on a few of our joints and shit, man, I love that you using all of the elements of hip hop. Do you go out of your way to make sure you include shit like that to make your shit sound a certain way? Or is that just you filling your cup?
It's just what it is. Like sometimes when I go to, I might have an idea of what I want a DJ to scratch for me. I might be hearing a song or something, an old song or a new song, and I might hear somebody say something. I'll be like, damn, I want somebody to scratch that up for me. So it's just really natural. I hear certain shit and I want somebody to scratch it. So, you know, then I might call, you know, we know a bunch of DJs. So I could call anyone that I feel might be the right DJ for that particular song and shit. Right. So, you know.
How's the rest of the city receiving y'all? Tell me about your peers. Tell me about your peers that also participate in this culture.
All right. Well, I'm gonna tell you some shit that's crazy. Most people that know me don't even know I rhyme. They don't even know that shit about me. I don't really say nothing. I just keep it as what it is, you know what I mean? But the people who do know I rhyme, and they fuck with me. They like what I do, you know what I mean? So, and they appreciate it. So, I like that, I enjoy that. But most people don't even know I rhyme. So, but if I go to like events, that's a hip hop based events, people will recognize me there. They recognize us when we in shit like that.
What venue did you start to establish your fan base in Philly, TLA, or was it any other spots where you?
We rocked at the TLA before. We rocked there for a show that the Jizza was doing, you know. But Kung Fu Necktie is a spot where we kind of did a bunch of shows at. You know what I mean? Somebody plugged us in like, yo, come, y'all want to do show? I'll give y'all a few dollars. We go down there and do that. And after that, it became more, you know, over and over. There was a couple other spots. Some of them I can't really remember the name, but Kung Fu Necktie, probably like the main spot. And I said, like, we did do some shit like before the Jizza. Somebody, you know, that was cool.
Do you have anybody that you like to work with, MC-wise?
MC-wise, to be honest, Black Thought, you know, and I actually grew up with Black Thought, so.
Word, you know.
Give me a verse, man. Stop playing. You know what I mean? I grew up with him, so.
He know you do this?
He know, but he's a busy man, so I can't really stress him.
Right.
He, you know, he got to be comfortable to do what he gonna do when he gonna do it.
Right.
You
You
know,
gonna get a Black Thought verse, my nigga.
shit,
You
I
know
will.
why? Cause he fit the description. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
what y'all doing, he fit that. That ain't no reach or none of that shit. Like he gonna do the right thing. I promise you. Watch.
Yeah, that's my man though. I love his rhymes. I think he one of the sickest dudes out there, man, to be honest. And I would love to get something with Meth too. You know, that's one of my favorite MCs, man. That's just what it is. So there's a few other cats, but not that many. You know, it's got to be people that I really consider legendary.
How many albums do y'all have out? Do y'all have albums out or that package that I seen? That was a lot of singles and shit like that.
Booze Brothers Projects, we got 5 albums. Clev put out 3 solo. I put out 5. I still got about a few more that's about to drop, and Clev is finishing up a few more right
so
now.
between you and your brother, y'all got like 13 albums out.
Something like that. Yeah.
Y'all selling all them records, man.
Yeah, that we wouldn't be able to do them if we ain't selling them. They got to sell. You know what I'm saying? So they got to sell.
God bless you, man. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
What does that feel like to go in the booth and create something, and then it ends up looking like that vinyl right there, which is a great piece. That's an NFT. You know what I'm saying? What is it like? And you turn around and people buying that shit. Like you can go buy you some low now off the words that you spoke.
That's crazy. It feels funny. It feels good, but it's when I get my package in the mail and I get my vinyl comes in my crib, it just feels good to me just to see it and have it in my hand because I know it's mine. It's something like, even if nobody buys it, I know what it is. I know what it looks like, what it sounds like, but I noticed that, like I said, when he says, yo, the pre-orders are in, they just start flying off the shelf. And I be like, yo, they really fuck with us like that? You know what I'm saying? So, and that's a cool thing. I appreciate it, you know, and that's another thing. The people who rock with us, man, I appreciate them like a motherfucker because they don't got to buy it. Because, you know, music, you can easily just download and do this and that.
True.
So when people buy our shit, that lets me know they really fuck with us, man. And that I appreciate the shit out of that. You know what I mean? And that's why we in the lane that we at. We like to give people physical, tangible shit they can touch. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like when you get that package in the mail. As anybody could go on the computer and just look at some shit.
Is Philadelphia aware of y'all?
Not that much, to be honest. Not that much because we never shot for, you know, like this goes back to what I was about to say about the DVD era. There was a lot of people that was like being happy to have this big buzz. We the hottest thing in Philly, this and that. And we kind of didn't want to be in that box. We wanted the people to know us outside of Philly.
No doubt.
So a lot of these dudes that was so focused on Philly, and they did their thing, but they crossed them bridges. Nobody really know they shit.
Them niggas still stuck there.
Yeah.
I live behind this camera. I've tried to break that down to people. Like, man, I don't know what's the obsession with being the hottest nigga in the city.
That shit don't mean nothing. And it's funny because Philly is considered one of the biggest cities or whatever, but it's really still small, if you ask me. So when I see the fan base that I have in the countries they are, that buy our shit, that's big to me. You know, because I would have never thought in a million years my shit is in some record store in Russia. You know what I'm saying? So things like that, it means something.
Which countries have you established a stronghold? Your favorite where?
The strongest?
Yeah.
Maybe Korea.
That's dope.
They might be the strongest. I'm not sure, but they rock
Have
with
y'all
us.
had a chance to move around and do shows?
Yeah, well, you know, going into 2020, that was the plan. You know, getting ready to hit all these spots because we had things set up in some of these countries.
Okay.
But once the COVID hit, that killed everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was the end of that. But we still got things lined up. But we need the venues to be able to open up. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
This is y'all time, man. I appreciate you like a motherfucker, man. You gave me a great insight into what you're doing as well as your history with the low. Continue to work, continue to rise to the top, man.
Right.
I promise you, This interview is gonna go over great for you, man. People need to know about you. I know that I be online and I be listening, man, and I just didn't. I missed y'all some type of way. I missed y'all, and then once I took a look, and people was telling me, yeah, they get busy, man, and, well deserving of a Gully TV interview. So
listen, I appreciate you having me here. Because you didn't have to reach out. And I know what your platform is. You know what I'm saying? You do big things. So I appreciate you having me. So what I'm saying? I'm the type of person, I appreciate anybody do anything for me, because nobody has to do shit for me. Nobody owes me, and I don't beg nobody.
You deserve it, man.
I appreciate it.
Hip-hop owes you. Hip-hop owes you a response for your excellent legwork. Let me see what those albums look like. Just spread them out like you fanning a bankroll.
All right, here we go. Spread them out, huh? All right, here we go. Slap your goddamn face off right here. This one right here is it's mixed with a whole bunch of different beats and producers and shit. This right here, this is one of my favorites. This is OJ Gloves.
That's you with Giallo.
Me and Giallo Point, man. This was our first project together, and that's why it means so much to me, because that's my nigga right there. And this one, I think it came out fire. It's only an EP, but everything on it is fire. OJ Gloves, man. And what's that one I got here? This is the last one. This is one that's out right now with Giallo Point. You gonna make me kill your ass.
Right. You left the horse. You didn't bring the horse, man.
Huh?
You didn't bring the horse.
I didn't bring a horse, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the back of it and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Who does the artwork on your projects, man? Shout out to
that's my man, Ron Puma. My bad. Ron Puma does our artwork, man. That's the dude right there, Ron Puma. You know what I mean? So, Ron Puma. This right here, this project, King Kong on Cocaine. This is all produced by another member of the team, Q3.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Q3. We got a couple new guys, another producer, Wino Willie, another beat maker in the scene. So we in the place to be, man. So Richie Party, Booze Brothers, Himlo, Clever One. Just holler, man. We got a lot of good shit for y'all, man. We gonna make sure you satisfied.